but what do you bring to the table?
I bring a lot, actually. I feel like I have a good job. I give back to other people. I'm super kind. I'm willing to give my all to be in a relationship if they give that back to me.
So you're a nice person. What else?
Mm-hmm. I'm athletic. I like to travel.
Red flag.
And you're from where? Australia?
Australia.
Okay, you're traveling right now.
I know, but I'm a guy, so it's very different. Women like worldly men.
And guys don't like when girls can travel too?
No.
You don't want a travel buddy?
I want to show her the world.
Okay.
I don't want her to have already been around the world. That's not cool.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyways.
Wait, you said when you, in response to Jake's question, you said, did you say you bring your career to the table?
No.
Or was it
got
your?
there yet? No.
But
I thought you said like I have a good job or something.
I mean, I have a job where like I give myself to other people all day, helping take care of them. No.
Oh, sorry.
So
I'm a nurse.
Nurse.
I'm a nurse.
Travel nurse, remember?
No, I know, but you give yourself to?
Yeah, like
I always thought that was like.
There's a lot of crazy stuff that we do and see in a day.
Is that a good thing for a relationship or a bad thing?
No, it's a good thing because then you know that I'll take care of you when we get old and about to die. I'll take care of you till death.
So what do you think a guy like that who's 6'3" and athletic and earning really good money, what do you think he'd be looking for?
Me. I'm just kidding. I don't know. Hopefully.
You don't know?
No, hopefully me.
Have you investigated maybe what that sort of guy
I
might be
just
looking
want to be myself and the right person will come.
I know what you want, but what do you think he wants?
Someone who's loyal, faithful, trustworthy, which I am.
Do you think is there anything else that he might want?
I don't know, you tell me.
Well, it's kind of interesting because
someone that doesn't travel.
Yeah, well, if I was going to say that I want this very, very rare commodity that's actually very hard to attain and then really hard to keep after that, I'd want to have a game plan about how to get there, and I'd want to understand how exactly to get that. So, do you think that you're kind of winging it here and it doesn't seem very likely?
No, it's definitely possible.
Do you think you might want someone who's younger?
Maybe. Maybe I want someone who's older. And more mature.
Yeah, you've said that. Yeah, but do you think that as you get towards 30, you become less fertile? A guy like that might want lots of children.
Yeah. Then he should definitely date someone younger.
Yeah. So has it occurred to you that you have to lower your standards?
Yeah, it has.
Yeah.
I'm still delusional, apparently, is what they said.
I'd say so. If you were to lower your standards, what are some of the areas in which you would lower your standard? Would it be height? Would it be athleticism, money, age?
Maybe like how well in shape they are.
So
or height. How much they make. It just depends on the person.
Yeah. Conceivably, what kind of guy could you see yourself going for? A guy who's 5'10", earns $80K a year, a little bit out of shape?
No, because that's taking something out of each different category.
But what do you think you're above that, better than that? Like you shouldn't have to.
I mean, yeah,
go for
my
less?
height-wise, I'm taller than someone that's 5'8".
But in terms of like the overall, we're talking about the overall sort of everything together. Do you think that you're above that? A guy who's 5'10", earning $80K a year.
Yeah, because I make more than
shape?
them. I'm taller than them, and I'm in better shape than them.
Do you think a guy cares how much you make?
No, not at all.
So why does it matter?
But no, it doesn't matter. But for girls, it does because we have to think about our future and like if I'm going to have
we're well aware
babies,
of what you want, but we're talking about what the guy wants.
Yeah, they want someone. They don't care about money.
If he doesn't care about money, then it's not really going to occur to him. So it's not really going to factor in.
But for me, it makes a difference because, like, if I'm having children with someone,
back to you.
Well, yeah, because it's my life and it's my.
Yeah, I know, but what
with.
we're talking about here is we're trying to put ourselves in the guy's shoes, see what he might want.
Okay, so should I quit my job?
No, not quit your job, but I'd say drastically lower your standards.
Okay.
Yeah, but unfortunately, when you've been around and it's
I'll
like
try.
10 years and you're 27 and you've dated all these different guys, you've got all these expectations because you would have dated a guy who's 6'2", dated a guy who earns over 100K, you would have dated all these different guys, and now you'll be disappointed when a guy doesn't have any of those characteristics.
Yeah, that's true.
Does that concern you?
I still have a few more years left in me.
Ooh, I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, okay.
What about you?
What about
Let's
me?
put you in the hot seat.
Go for it.
What are you looking for?
I'd say I'm looking for a woman who's interesting and who's cute, attractive, someone who's humble, someone who isn't out here trying to put themselves all over Instagram and trying to get all of this male validation, somebody who's religious, God-fearing, and somebody who genuinely wants to be a mother. and wants to be a wife, and that's her life ambition.
And what do you bring to the table?
Well, I've got a very good career going on. I think I'm decently attractive. Lots going on.
What's your Instagram look like?
What do you mean?
Well, you say girls can't have Instagrams.
What do you think that it's equal?
It should be.
Well, it's not.
Okay. Can we see your Instagram?
Go for it. I don't really post too much, but
How many followers do you have on Instagram?
8,000, I think, maybe less.
Oh, that's a red flag.
Why?
That's too much or too little?
Too much.
Too much.
You're
I don't
a
know.
hypocrite.
How so?
You don't want a girl to have Instagram at all? But then you
No,
do.
I don't mind if she has Instagram, but it has to be on private, just family and friends.
Is yours private?
No.
Wait, but
His job.
I know.
So, yeah.
I know. I love the fact that you guys are laughing like you made a point, but guys and girls are different. And first of all, I'm a content creator. I'm a YouTuber for a living, and girls don't really care about that. I've never had a girl say, "Oh, your Instagram's a little bit too public." It would just never occur. Yeah, and I also don't want her to be a provider. I don't want her to be a protector. I don't want her to have to jump in front when there's a robber. I don't want any of these things, and I would never expect that. That's the guy's job, and then women have a certain job as well, to be maternal, loving, peaceful, to be a mother, these sorts of things, and to recognise that. So, the fact that I am not maternal doesn't make me a hypocrite, because I'm not going to be a mother.
do you want a guy to pay for a first date?
Yeah.
Would you date a guy who wants you to pay for the first date?
I would probably pay for dinner and then never see him again.
Well, that makes you a hypocrite.
No, because how am I going to know if he's going to pay or
Right,
not
but so
before the
you
date?
you want a trait in a partner that you yourself are not willing to accept in a partner. Similarly, Jake here, he might have some quarrel or objection to a woman who has a public-facing Instagram that posts certain types of photos, but he doesn't have, like, he's not going to take his Instagram down. It's not clear to me if that makes him a hypocrite necessarily, any more than it makes you a hypocrite for wanting a guy to pay for a first date, but you would never be willing to pay for a first date.
No, I have, but then I wouldn't see them again.
Well, so
So
sure,
then does
but
that make you a hypocrite?
No,
Why not?
because that's setting my boundaries.
Okay, so you're
So
saying
then
that,
they cross the boundary.
are you saying that
and I'm not
guys
gonna
and
accept
that
that.
the guys and girls have different roles in that situation when it comes to a first date?
Yeah, because
and they're different
like the man
expectations.
wants to be a provider.
Ah, here we go.
He's not being a provider. He's not
Okay.
providing the first
So
date.
then it
Traditional
doesn't make you a
versus-
hypocrite having different standards. Take the L.
Okay. All right.
But so you said that it's okay for a woman to want a provider, right?
Yeah.
But so, and would you consider that traditional gender role? Mm-hmm. So like a man being a provider, that's a traditional man. And a man who wants 50-50, who wants to split the bill, that's a modern man, right? Mm-hmm. Well, is a modern woman a woman who posts revealing, immodest photos on Instagram?
She's got to pay half the bill. Yeah.
Well, hold on. I'm not really getting there. But so, is a woman traditional if she's posting revealing? And I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just asking: is a woman traditional if she posts revealing photos on Instagram?
Probably not.
Do you think a component of being a traditional woman is modesty?
Yeah.
Okay. Checkmate, I guess.
No.
Yeah, I think you
What
just
is
keep
this?
agreeing to what we're saying and then could not quite sort of conceding.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be a little modest, but you can still.
But if you want a guy who's got all
Post
these different things
pictures.
going on, you're talking about a top tier guy who's going to be able to fulfill all of his masculine duties. So then shouldn't you be fulfilling all of your feminine duties?
Yeah. I still got to pay rent.
No, you won't. If
Well,
you've got a
right
guy
now.
who's earning upwards of 100K a year.
But
and-
I mean, guys, my dating pool's so small, so I'm just living in Lulu land. I gotta.
You do
provide
certainly
for
live in
I gotta
Delulu land,
provide
that's
for
for sure.
myself until I can
Yeah.
find that person. It sounds like I'm gonna be working a while.
Well, yep. Keep at it.
Well, I do want to go around the. Actually, before we go around the table on this question, Austin, can you pull up Twitch, Discord? We'll pull up Mason's thing one more time
Back
too. What do you bring to the table?
In a relationship?
Yes. What do you bring to the table? Yo, Craze Ace, thank you for the gifted 20 subs, man. Really appreciate it.
I'm really kind and caring. I'm fun to be around. I like to make other people happy. I have a good job. Yeah.
Good job.
Just a nice person.
But really quick on the job thing, do you think
Oh
that...
yeah, I just quit my job to go full-time as a content creator, but I think that will be successful as well.
But like, so the question is, what do you bring to the table in a relationship? Do you think your job is something that you bring to the table?
Yeah, also stability, and we have money to go on vacation and do fun stuff and go out for dinner.
But do you think in the calculus of what your boyfriend, or any man for that matter, cares about, do you think your job is high up there in terms of what men, in terms of making an assessment of how attractive you are to him?
I think my boyfriend really likes it that I follow my passion.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you talk a lot about your job because it's a big part of your life. So I think having something interesting to talk to and having money to do fun stuff works. Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, mostly the fact that I'm caring, that I'm fun, I think that's good.
But in general, do you think that men typically highly prioritize a woman's career in terms of the calculus of what they find attractive?
I don't know.
How about this? Do you disagree with and the whole panel can answer this, do you disagree with the following statement? Men do not care, generally speaking, about your educational achievement or your career or how much money you make.
I don't think they care about how much money you make.
But they care about what?
I do think they care about what your education is and what kind of job you have, yeah.
They care about what kind of job you have. But I mean, so that would to some degree tie into your earnings, but perhaps not if you're like a feminist studies or some shit. So you think most men care about that?
Roth_PSA donated $200. 07 Mason.
Yo, Rath, thank you so much for the TTS, man. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. Good to see you in the chat. So how about this? Just going around the table. Do you think, how did I frame it? Agree or disagree? Men don't care about women's careers. Hold on, let me frame it a little better. Agree or disagree? A woman's career does not make her more attractive to a man, generally speaking.
Generally, yeah, I would agree with that, but
Okay.
it depends on what the man is looking for, like what kind of woman he wants.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
Agree or disagree?
I think men do care.
So you disagree then? Okay.
Yep.
Sure. That's fine. What about you?
Yeah, same. I think men do care.
Men do care? Okay.
For me personally, they care, but like if I had just like a normal job, I feel like most men don't care because like if like as a man you're in the provider role, like you would be the provider anyway, so my job would matter less than yours.
Mm-hmm.
But like obviously, you know, a woman should be educated and like, you know, have like ambition. So I think that matters
You mean
over the
when
type of job.
when you say ambition, what kind of ambition? Career ambition?
Just like with anything. So like maybe she doesn't have the best job, but she is really ambitious in artwork, or you know, she really likes making YouTube, or just like has like a hobby where she can be creative and like, I don't know, just show that, you know, she has ambition to achieve goals, like no matter how big or small, I guess.
Ambition. So career ambition.
Kind of with anything.
Okay. All right. What about you? What do you think?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, sure. So agree or disagree? Men in general do not care about a woman's career in terms of it making him more attracted to her.
No, I don't think men really care.
Okay. Maddie?
I don't think they care about career either, but I kind of agree with her on the other, like the passions and the hobbies and things like that aside from a career.
I'm not even sure about that one, but Jake,
No, I don't care at all about your career, but I do like it when a woman has interests, though, and has things that she's interested in, because
Yeah.
if she likes reading books and if she likes like making arts and crafts or something like that, then I like that because they can do things in their spare time and it makes them more interesting to talk to, because you do have to talk to this person when you're old.
Yeah.
Do you though? Couldn't you just like she's in the other room and you're just kind of
Yeah, exactly. She needs something to do. So it's like, you go do your thing.
I'm a big
I do
talker
my
as well,
thing.
cleaning?
Cleaning. Sure, yeah. I have
If
a
that's the
passion for
hobby.
cleaning.
Yael, what do you think?
Yeah, I think probably, probably generally don't care as much as like women would care about a guy's career. But I mean, I think it's also important to like, if a woman does have a career, that you should probably like what her career is or like find it interesting. I don't know. Because that ties into what her hobbies could be depending on her career. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't want it to be useless either, though.
Yeah.
You don't want it to be useless. Like, I would ideally have my wife working for my business with me and being able to do like the emails and being competent in a way and not just being a sack.
Yeah, I mean, it's good if she's not just fumbling all over the place and has no.
And also, if you go out of town for a week and you're like, hey, you need to take care of the kids and hold it down at home, you need to be able to make sure that she's like, yeah, cool, I got it.
Yeah. I think, at least for me, what I would look for is, because I mean, once you kind of get into a place where you're earning such amount of money, I would want a girl who's ready to help me with my mission. And this is for long-term partnership, right? Because in my mind, I'm like, well, you could have your 50, 60, 70K career, or if we're going to be long-term partners, have kids or whatever, if you can free me up by helping me, and then that can enable me to go on and make an additional $200,000 a year, it just makes way more sense for you to quit whatever you're doing and come help me.
Yeah, 100%.
Like just the math of it. Okay, you can have your 60K career, or by helping me, I earn us an additional $200,000 a year. It's a no-brainer at that point.
Definitely.
So if you can if you can help out, and you don't even necessarily even have to be even involved with the business, although you could be. It could be just like, how can you free up time for me, make my life easier so I can go out and kill it for the both of us? That's kind of where my head's at.
There's a big difference for a guy between operating at 95% and 105%. And if a woman can make that difference, if the guy's already high achieving, then it'll make a bigger financial difference than your career or your job.
I had something for Selena about her career.
Oh yeah, what's
That's
what's
probably
A rewarding career.
her porn ambitions. She needs to be more ambitious in her porn career. She needs to sleep with more men. Yeah, you go. Okay. Yeah. All right. I don't know where I'm going with that.
What was the question?
I totally forgot. What do you bring to the table? Did we get everybody? I think.
Where did we get to? I think we only got here.
Oh man. Okay. All right. What do you bring to the table?
What do I bring to the table? Well, the obvious. I can cook, clean. I'm fun to be around. I love to go on adventures together. I think that the person who is with me is blessed to never be bored. I think that's a huge thing. Inspiration as well.
Never be bored?
Yeah. I love being busy. I love adventures.
Red flag.
Really? Yeah, sure. I mean, we could go to raves together, or we could just game together, play D&D together.
When a
all
girl
that kind of
says,
stuff.
you'll never be bored with me, all I just think about is there's going to be drama.
Oh, no. It's drama-free.
Arguing, fighting. No?
No.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, you're going to have some arguments, but no, drama-free, definitely, yeah.
Stop the cap.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead. What else do you bring to the table?
What else?
Yeah.
What have I said yet? Yeah. I just love to go on adventures together. I think that's also a big thing. I need someone who is spontaneous so we can go out together and explore.
Selena, what do you bring to the table?
I mean, I'm conversational, funny. Like, I like trying new things. So, like, you know, couples like adventures, I guess. Just like activities, traveling.
Gangbangs don't count.
I actually have never done a gangbang, so yeah, it doesn't count.
Excuse me. Okay. Go ahead.
I mean, I think I have a nice body. Like, I don't know, I'm pretty chill. I feel like
Selena,
I can get along with an array of people. You know.
by the end of tonight's show, I'm pretty sure we can get you to quit porn. What do you think?
I mean, it didn't work last time. So, I don't know.
Well,
I gotta
this
eat,
time we
like-
have Jake here, and we have Yael, who's. Yael will convince you.
She's a savage.
She will.
Savage.
She's gonna. Jake, what do you think? Should we get this girl out of the porn industry?
I think, we'll probably do a 9-hour show tonight, so we've got like 7 hours.
I'm gonna try to do a short show tonight.
Maybe
Yeah.
another
30.
Another 20 hours.
One of these days we'll do like a 24-hour stream or something. But
Good luck.
not
That
tonight.
would be insane.
Selena, do you want to eventually be engaged in a relationship, a happy marriage, children, all those sorts of things?
Yeah.
So what's the thinking with the porn?
I mean, it's just like it's something I enjoy doing. Obviously I'm 19, so I haven't been doing it for that long.
So you
And-
can get out and, well, you still can maybe.
I mean, I could change careers if I wanted to, but for now I'm happy doing what I'm doing.
Do you ever stop to think about the detrimental effect that it might have on your future?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Do you recognize that it's dirty money? I mean, I've made dirty money before in different various ways that I can't tell the United States Customs, but it comes with consequences.
yeah,
So-
of course there's consequences.
Yeah.
There's consequences, but I mean, you could say that about a lot of jobs. Like, I don't know, like I'm at a point where it's like I've kind of accepted that there's always going to be judgment. There will be backlash in the future, like especially if I have a family and stuff. Like, at the end of the day, it was a decision that I made to do this career, and in life you have to kind of just like accept your consequences. It's part of life.
But why this, though? Why this particular career? There's a lot of ways that you seem like a bright young lady, but there's a lot of different ways that you could make money. There's a lot of different things you could do. Why that? It's like the most extreme thing that you could possibly do.
That is true. I mean, initially, I just kind of started online, and it was more of like my fans wanting me to expand. Like I started out really small, and then I kind of just decided to do it, and it was kind of just like a rush decision. Like I wasn't thinking about all the backlash or future consequences because I'm young, whatever. I'm going to do this because it seems fun and interesting.
What about the consequences now as well? Because of it, like diseases and everything is very rampant in that industry as well. Do you ever think about diseases, sexually transmitted diseases?
For our industry, I feel like it's very safe. We get tested full panel every 2 weeks, and we can't work without it.
But if you have a blood disease like HIV, then it takes 6 months sometimes for it to show up.
That is true, and that's why I do PrEP, like the HIV PrEP pill to protect myself from that.
Yeah, but there's other things as well that you could catch, and if you were to slip up,
I know. Yeah, and-
Wait, herpes? Are you talking about herpes?
I'm talking about herpes, HIV, all of these different sort of things that you could catch. Do you ever
Raise your hand if you have herpes. I don't know. Okay, go.
I mean, yeah, that's a fair point, but it's like I feel like in our industry, like we're safer than average people because like we do care about being tested so often. Like the likelihood is just very low. I feel like. Like 14 day, like in a 14-day span, the only thing I worry about is people what they do in their spare time because I don't know if they're going out.
But if you're
with
always
anybody.
engaging in sex, then just by that alone, then you're putting yourself at more risk. And also, the numbers show that these diseases are much more prevalent. Like herpes is very, very prevalent in the porn industry.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and that's a risk you take by doing it.
Is the money good enough to be doing this?
It kind of just depends who you are, how much.
It seems like from what you're saying, you sort of just fell into it. It's sort of escalated. You're aware of that there are consequences. You're not delusional that there are all of these consequences.
Not at all.
But you don't want to get out of it at this stage.
Yeah, I mean, I think right now I'm happy, pursuing it, and in a few years, if I don't want to do it anymore, then I don't have to do it. I can quit whenever I want. Like,
have you seen just recently in the last year or so, there's been all of these different porn stars that have finished their career and off themselves. Have you seen that as well?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard about all those stories, and it is very sad.
It's like they tend to get sort of used up and then thrown away after their career, after these like long 20-year careers, and then they're not attractive anymore. And then once their beauty fades, they get sort of tossed to the side.
I mean, you could say that with anyone, and like I feel like, as far as like offing yourself and stuff, that's prevalent just in the world in general, not just necessarily within a certain industry. Like, you never know what people deal with, what they're going through, their experiences. Like, I don't know. I actually didn't know those women, so I don't know what they dealt with in their life. It could have been something completely unrelated to my industry.
Yeah.
But Yael, you had a question for her?
Yeah, I was just wondering what you thought about. Sorry, like how it might affect you. Since how old you said you were 19?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like, because starting at like a younger age versus like people that are older. Not that I know much about like the effects on different people, but since it has like effect on people's mental health, do you think it might be worse like for people that are younger, or like are you concerned about that at all or not?
For mental health, I feel like I've always personally struggled with it. Like, I've struggled with depression, anxiety, you know, and it's always been a thing. Like, mentally, I've always been, you know, not the best. And I feel like even if I did a different career, I would still be struggling. And that's why I'm kind of just like, it is hard mentally to put yourself out there and be vulnerable, like your whole body and like everything. Like, it is difficult. And like, I do get judged like in every way, like literally every single thing about me gets judged, and it is hard. But I mean, I guess in the future I'll see about my mental health and the effects that it had. But that's just, you know, it's life.
Really quick on the career thing. Did we go around the table? We did go around the table on the career. Yep. I forgot to actually make my own point on this. So here's the reality. Vast majority of men really don't care about your career. Like, a lot of girls will say, I bring my career to the table, I bring my money to the table. Vast majority of men really don't care. It doesn't make you, when I say they don't care, I mean it doesn't make you more attractive to them. In the same way that a woman might be like really attracted to a man who's a doctor. Whoa, voice crack. Happens a lot. Doctor, lawyer. These are kind of more prestigious positions. Women will tend to really prioritize trying to date these kinds of men who have these kinds of positions. They're in high demand. It makes them more attractive to women. Women who occupy these positions typically don't become more attractive. So women tend to more highly prioritize. Posting this for Mason rather than for the panel that is uninterested in what quality man is looking for, but it still needs to be said, ladies, your career ambitions doesn't make his D harder. Yo, Desert Joe, thank you so much for the TTS, man. I really appreciate it. Good point. For example, like women, I don't know if you'll know this, like, so have you ever seen these concerts where a woman will be like, go to a concert, her favorite musician or whatever, and she'll like write a message on her iPhone, like, I'll fuck you right now. like men who are really high status, who are famous, athletes, musicians, actors, women like will significantly pursue these kinds of men and be like more turned on, more attracted to these kinds of men. But like a woman's status, it doesn't really make you more attractive. Really. You disagree?
I mean, I've walked in on a few patients jacking off in the hospital.
Wait, what?
Wait, that took a turn. That took a turn.
What is
that? Are they saying like what to you?
My patients, I would like walk in and they're just touching themselves, or they'll be like,
my God.
the door
Do you
will
think
be
that's
open,
because of
and
your
I'll be
job?
like sitting at my desk, and they'll just be like,
maybe bro's
looking at
bored.
me. They probably are bored. I'm just saying.
Got nothing else to do.
There's a point there.
Well, I'm not really sure if that's totally related, but
It's kind of related.
but
So you're saying men are very attracted to nurses in that way?
Maybe. No,
Yeah.
probably
or
just
could
bored
they
patients.
just be?
They're
Yeah, or
just
they just sit in there just with
Yeah,
nothing
maybe
to
it's
do.
the drugs that we give them.
Start
I don't
jacking their
know.
little
But
wieners.
like, here's the reality, right? like you're a travel nurse, you're an RN, you've done a bunch of schooling for that, you probably make good money. I've heard travel nurses make a lot of pretty good money. Nurses in general make good money. I don't think like you're going to be able to outcompete like a woman who's more physically attractive who works at Chick-fil-A. I'm not saying that to be insulting, but like a man will prioritize like a woman's
Unemployed is what we
Well,
want.
they want
Even
someone
unemployed.
feminine, like in their feminine energy. And
men want that.
yeah, men.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's not just all about looks. I mean, men do care about being feminine, bringing peace, like you have a good positive disposition, these sorts of things. But like women will sort of almost project, okay, I find these traits attractive in men. I find status, dominance, etc., these things attractive in men. Ergo, men must similarly find these same traits attractive in women, but it's not the case. So women will perhaps sometimes confuse, in a sort of confused way, pursue a career or pursue status, thinking once I get enough status, once I get here in my career, I will become more attractive to men. It's actually not the case. In fact, as you get more money, as you earn more money, as you get more status, your pool shrinks. Not really so much from the male side of it, but because you now need men to either match or out earn you. You need men to have similar prestige, similar status to you. You often hear this with women. I need a man who makes as much or more than me. So typically, once men, the more money a man makes, the more status he makes, his dating pool opens. The more money and status a woman gets, her dating pool shrinks.
That's messed up.
Why is that messed up?
Well, because the guy, I guess, should be making more money than his wife if you want to have like a traditional family.
Right, but so that used to not be hard when women were not participating to the same degree in the labor pool. So it's very easy to be economically attractive as a man to women if the woman didn't work. And you used to be able to raise a family on one income. That's no longer the case, though. So what was the way men typically, at least in the past, made themselves attractive to women? By being providers. Now, women don't need men in that same way because you're making your own money. So then you start looking at other things that will make you attracted to him that have nothing to do with providing necessarily, because you can still provide for yourself. So I think it used to be in the past, oh, okay, he can provide for me, then that's good, I guess. But anyways, ultimately, most men, if given the option, will date the 21-year-old hottie who works at the Chick-fil-A drive-thru over the 31-year-old, I guess still good-looking, but lawyer woman. Agree? Disagree?
That's true.
Agree? Disagree? You disagree?
Maybe it's a difference between Europe and America.
It's got to be the same in Europe.
Should we move?
It's for sure the same in Europe.
I really don't. I think there's a lot more nuance. I think there's a lot of
your
men,
countries are pretty
like you
liberal,
say.
though. Like your countries are very liberal, like those European countries. It is a bit of a different vibe there. But in saying that, a lot of countries in Europe are also very Christian
there's
as well.
very
So oftentimes
traditional
the
countries.
girls will live at home until they're married, and take the whole traditional route as well. So it's a mixed bag over there. It's not like they're all
Maybe
just.
the area where I live, indeed. In
Yeah,
Netherlands.
Holland is very liberal. It's falling apart, if I'm honest.
But
They're going to be underwater hopefully soon.
Okay.
So,
He's just like, screw off.
well, they're pretty good. They're pretty good engineers over there.
Yeah, no,
They
they're
figured
good.
it
Sorry,
out.
they're good farmers. We need their farming. That's about it.
I think the perspective where guys will factor in, like your job, is, I mean, it could be a component insofar as he's like, okay, well, I want to start a family. Like it'll benefit the family if she's earning enough. But like in terms of attraction, it's not the same between men and women. Like a girl will be really attracted. Like I'm trying to think. Like guys can make up for deficits in other realms with status and with money. It's not so much the case for women that they can make up for their deficits in terms of what men care about when it comes to attraction, which, I mean, the big thing is obviously
Youth, beauty, and fertility, you
Yeah.
can't really make up for it.
Yeah.
With status and money.
So again, I would argue most men, if given the option, they'll pick a 21-year-old who works at Chick-fil-A over a 31-year-old who's an attorney. Every single time. Agree or disagree?
I think often, not every single time.
Do you think that for men of all ages?
I'd say often as well. Often, yeah. I'd
Well,
say
okay,
I've
sure,
met
it's
a lot
not
of outliers.
It's not every single time, but you know, it's let's just say it's the majority.
But a lot of the
Most
guys
men
in
would
these
make that
countries
pick.
are like institutionalized with liberalism, you know, and they'd be just as shocked as they are to hear about these.
Well, I suppose like they've been propagandized and brainwashed to
Exactly.
some degree, but
In Australia, it's rampant.
in terms of like their like knee-jerk initial like what they're attracted to, I'm sure
Yeah.
you'd agree, even
Yeah.
with the brainwashing,
Definitely.
they're still going to be more attracted to the 21-year-old who works at Chick-fil-A than the 31-year-old master's degree attorney, whatever.
But everyone feels like they need to self-censor these days, and that they'd be called out for saying anything else. So guys just won't go with what they actually believe.
Yeah.
Very sad.
Word.
Rough times.
Okay, let's see here. We got a bunch of stuff to get into. We went around the table